In 1987, I was 18 years old, and I worked at Spencer's Gifts. There we sold t-shirts and movie posters and gag gifts. One popular item was for 50-year-olds who were considered to be over the hill. Back then, being 50 years old was so old to me. But guess what? I'm 51 now, and I am not over the hill. There are 3 things that I'd like to share with you that have brought me to who I am now. I have a family, I'm married, and I have a son and 5 cats. I've worked in the photography industry for 30 years, and I've also lived in Alaska, and that time was a turning point for me. I'd like to share some stories with you. I've been married to Jim for 20 years, and he's in the Air Force. We've gotten to move a lot, and we have a son. He's 22 and lives out of the house. Let me tell you something. Marriage is tough. You know what's tougher? Being the mom to a highly energetic and slightly rebellious child. So my pets have always been my saving grace. They've taught me unconditional love. Even when I've yelled at them for peeing on the floor, guess what? They still loved me. And so I have found that unconditional love is really important, and my cats have been that constant example to me. Being a wife and a mom, I've learned to forgive and love no matter what. Now in 1989, I was a poor college student. I answered a help wanted ad for a photographer, and I discovered that I loved photographing families. With that company, I was a trainer for over 6 years, and then I joined another company in leadership for 9. In 2005, I started Honeybee Photography and grew that company in Alaska, California, and Maryland. I'm an out-of-the-box thinker, and so I use that talent and skill to help my clients discover who they are and what they love about themselves. In order to be able to do that, though, I had to go through a time where I did those techniques on myself to understand who I am and what I love about it myself and be a good example to my clients. And that is something that's been really important in the success of my company. Now picture this, Alaska, land of the midnight sun in June, short 5-hour daylight day hours in December, and just a place of beauty and inspiration. In 2006, when we first moved there, I was stuck as a wife and a mom. To get out of that funk, I chose self-love. I worked on my mental health. I lost 130 pounds, and I discovered activities that really got me excited. When we left, I was so afraid of losing the person whom I had become. I discovered that you can take the girl out of Alaska, but you cannot take the things that I learned about myself out of the girl. And that is really important to me. Now, there's no order of importance in these experiences in my life. I love each and every single one of them. I consider myself to be an honorary Alaskan mom and wife who loves to photograph families. And I know that we all need a little bit of extra unconditional love in our lives. The things I do keep me young. I've changed, grown, and progressed, but I am not over the hill, and I never will be. Thanks.
Woo!